Queen V, Empress, time to sweep.
Hope you're ready. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to S.W.E.E.P, Sisters who educate and empower with purpose. We're your hostesses. I'm Empress.
And I'm Queen V.
Awesome show today. I am ready for this show.
You're always ready to get all up in other people's business.
Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Somebody gonna get mad at us one day.
You know what? It's gonna be okay.
It is. It will. You'll be just fine. You want to hear it, otherwise you click on the channel.
Absolutely. Today we are talking about being single and saved.
We know that's hard to do.
What? But it's a catch too.
There is a catch.
There is a catch. Single and saved in a relationship.
In a relationship.
Is
You
that
do
even
know not being married means you are single.
No,
right?
not at all.
Yes.
No, you just like
being married means being married. Anything other than that is single.
Right, and I think there's a lot of mistakes that people make. Honey, I got a man.
Yes, you do.
You do.
It's not your husband.
No, that's not. It's not. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about this show because we have a lot of people. Our guests are amazing men and men.
Man.
Oh, that's right. It's a man, but it's a fabulous man.
He's a great
It's
man.
a fabulous, and I'm not just saying that because that's my brother. I'm not just saying that.
We love him to death.
Yes, we do. And we have women, awesome women of God who come to share their stories with us. But of course, you know, I got to do my favorite segment, Underneath the Dirt.
Underneath the dirt. Whose dirt are you uncovering today?
Oh. Honey, I was thinking about being when you're single and saved, and I can't quote a lot of things where I know that people, especially celebrities, if they're Christian or not, but I do know that they were single. Michael Jackson, oh, I still heard when I say his name. He was very single. Very single. He stayed single his entire life, the king of pop. However, he was single and he kept his life very private. Although we were like, oh my God, he was so crazy. He did keep his life private.
You didn't know anything till the baby popped up.
Oh, but what? And all of a sudden he had a baby. What was that? But he was single, and he kept his life. He kept aspects of his life private. And I always appreciated that about Michael Jackson. I don't want to know everything about you, but these particular people who I'm thinking about who are single still, in my opinion, maintain a saved life. Because you didn't see them doing all kinds of manner of stuff. You didn't hear about Michael Jackson, or at least in my lifetime, he slept with this person, he slept with this person. He was in this relationship. He didn't relationship hop, from what I've read.
Not in front of the camera.
Oh.
Kept it at home,
Like
where
you're
it
supposed
belongs. We don't all need to know all of the every boyfriend that you had. I'm not calling any names.
We don't have to meet everybody.
We don't.
Oh, okay, and you know what?
Like we used to tell our brother, you can't bring everybody home. Everybody's not gonna make it. Everybody gotta be mama.
Everybody.
No.
I don't have to meet everybody. And I laugh because the other person that I looked into was Justin Bieber, honey. You can say what you want, Justin Bieber.
I'm not gonna say a word.
Honey. And I was reading on a website about Justin. The world went crazy because they thought Justin had a baby mama.
Oh.
Yeah. All the believers just passed out, child.
All the what?
Believers. Believers. All the believers. Because they were like, how can he do that? Well, honey, first of all, he's single, and it's none of your business. And even
reality. Fan.
People were going crazy because they thought Justin had a baby mama. Well, I'm gonna say this: he's in a relationship, and he's still single.
He hasn't married anybody.
So he's single.
So what do we have in store for you guys today? We have a couple and a half.
We have a whole couple.
3 of my favorite people.
Okay.
All 3 who are in a 2 separate relationships. This is not a menage.
Thank
2 separate relationships. Just one of the fellas couldn't make it.
We love you, Willie.
We do. And we meet you. When you're ready, we're ready. But they're coming to open up to you guys. Because we know, these are some of our favorite people. So we know some of the things that they're going through. But living saved lives, single lives, relationships, they just stacks all on top of each other.
How do they do that?
Right.
And
When you're in a relationship, you feel obligated to do something that go totally against what God told you could do until you got married.
did God say that?
He did. He's very specific. Do not. It's usually how he started those sentences.
Don't.
So we are going to meet some amazing people today who are going to tell us about some of the things that they deal with, some of the things that work for them, some of the things that don't, why some of the things don't.
I'm a deep, honey. I can't wait.
She's not working with a broom today. She's working with a shovel.
But I love them.
She has some things planned for them. And because they love us, they're going to let her pry into their personal life.
Thank you. So when we come back, we will absolutely have our guest, and it's going to be an amazing show. Stay with us. Misha Stinnett is a native of Dallas, Texas. She graduated from West Mesquite High School in 2003 and later received her Bachelor of Arts in Organizational Speech Communications from the University of Texas at Arlington. Misha's passion for public service has led to her active involvement in various organizations around the city, as well as becoming a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She has a deep love for the arts, especially dance and music. Currently, her favorite quote is, "If it was easy, then everyone would do it."
Anastasia M. Zachary is a fearfully and wonderfully made servant, created and purposed by God. She was born May 4th, 1987 in Dallas, Texas, to Joseph and Delois Zachary. Anastasia became a licensed minister to spread the gospel on the 26th of September in 2010, and since then, she has been actively holding up the blood-stained banner. Always ready to learn more, she commits to a weekly theology class under CFJ Ministries. Anastasia also serves as an intercessor, a life coach, and the minister of magnification at the Oak Hill Baptist Church, where Corey F. Jackson is the senior pastor. Anastasia acquired a bachelor's degree in government legal studies with 2 minors in psychology and English. She went on to obtain a master's degree in government and is currently pursuing a doctoral law degree. Anastasia was a co-host on the Nita B Experience internet radio show and is currently working as a substitute teacher at a local middle school. Anastasia has been in a committed long-term relationship with Brian Session for a groundbreaking 6 years. She and Brian are currently engaged to be married. Some would say they have a poetic love affair. If you remember nothing else about Anastasia, remember that she loves the Lord and she believes that she can do all things through Christ whom strengthens her.
And welcome back. It's time for us to start sweeping. We are here with our amazing guest, starting with Anastasia Zachary.
Hello.
Hey. And then we have Lady Misha Stinnett.
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
We're so glad to have y'all.
Very excited. Very excited. Thank you so
Taking
much.
the veil away from your private life and let you ready to let us shop.
Just honey, I'm going in. I'm digging. I'm nosy.
We are telling the world all of your business. No. they are keeping some things to themselves. Y'all are not that privileged.
Absolutely.
So how long have you guys been in your relationships?
I've been in my relationship for a total of 6 years.
5 years for me.
Longevity. Long time. Long time.
We don't think about this thing, okay?
Yes.
So I see we got that left hand planted on top. I need everybody else to see that. We got that left hand planted.
Yes.
So how long have you been engaged?
Well, it will be a year tomorrow.
Oh, he popped the question on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
So
Day.
him, I
Oh,
really
that's
do.
precious. So when's the date?
Oh, it will be September the 2nd, 2017.
Oh, ma'am.
Empress. What year is this?
Ma'am. It is 2015.
Yes.
Now let me get this straight. You got engaged in 2014.
14.
And you set a date.
Yes.
2017.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Help me. Help us. Help the world figure this one out.
Well, if you look at the divorce rate today, it is at an all-time high because people feel that they have to rush into things. Why am I rushing?
Why are you rushing?
I'm not rushing.
Slow down here.
We plan to take our time, and we're not just rushing, but we actually have a plan to buy a house. We're having a huge wedding, so this takes time.
Oh, yeah,
Dedication.
just sitting around with money in the bank.
No. Daddy ain't got you, boo. No. That's the funny thing. Daddy said, if you do great, if you don't, that's fine too. But you go ahead and handle your business.
That's on you.
Once I got a ring, you cut me off as Daddy. That's a little rude.
Daddy.
Don't do my daddy like that. Okay.
So Miss Misha, honey, is marriage on the table?
Definitely. That is something we've talked about a lot in detail. So yes, it's definitely on the table and in the future plans.
So, okay, I'm gonna do it. So, you're not going to propose to him?
Oh, no ma'am.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
What is
Waiting
that?
spirit. Let him handle his business.
I need that leader in my life. So he has to,
If you want me, ask for my hand.
Exactly.
Now that makes
In due
sense.
time.
Seems like it makes sense to everybody on this stage. Wait.
I did that on purpose.
They that wait.
They that wait.
He that fighting. Just they kind of all go together.
It ties in there. Really.
The only reason why I mention that is because I've been seeing on YouTube a lot where women have been popping the question to their boyfriend. And there's been a lot of Christians who are like, there's nothing wrong with that, or she's handling her business. And I'm like, I don't agree.
I understand being in love.
Yes.
It is a beautiful thing. God is love, so you find it manifested in a man. It's amazing. But let him do his job. Don't take that from him, because then you'll be running everything. You'll be mad about it in about 5 or 6 years or something.
I love a man that takes charge and that has a strong leadership quality. And Brian does. So when he takes charge, that's all I need now. I like to, stick my hands in other places. I don't have no business. But for him to kind of correct that and let me handle this, yes.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
It's not being controlled. It's not being run or abused. It's following your leader, your God-chosen leader.
It's not easy.
God-chosen leader. Let God choose your leader.
I love this. God.
We put emphasis on that because it's easy to go get a man.
It is.
It's easy to go get a body.
Wow.
To stand next to you or to lay next to you. It's hard to get a man.
Yes. We get it mistaken sometimes. It's he that finds.
Yes.
I didn't go look. He that finds. And I'm telling you, as a single individual, it is one of the hardest things to know that he
has to do the finding.
has to do it.
Next show.
Now,
You're gonna jump ahead a whole week.
I did not. I did not.
So, a question to both of you. Since you've been in these long relationships and marriage is happening and on the table, what has changed about you since you've been in this purpose-filled situation?
Just my whole outlook on life. The way that I handle situations, the way that I approach him in dealing with situations has changed. Because I'm understanding, as you said, I have to learn how to follow. And I'm learning that being submissive is not the easiest thing to do.
It's a little rough. It's bumpy.
But if I can't do it now, how will I ever do it later? I have to start somewhere. I don't want to, just get married then, okay, now I have to be submissive.
That doesn't happen.
I don't think it's going to work. I really don't think
That doesn't, this does not change who you are. That doesn't work, okay? It's not a switch. Okay, now be submissive. Yeah. Okay, now he'll come home. No, he's not. If he did you before, he's not now. Go ahead.
It absolutely will change. She's telling you. But I'm more conscious of how I go about even my daily routine. To think about him, to send little notes and texts, I'm thinking about you. I put more effort into everything that I do. And even in my relationship with God, it has grown. Like when we first got engaged, it was a little shaky. Because I was like, okay, this is a new level, God, that you're bringing me on. I was trying to push it back a little further. I was like, wait, I can be so happy. Because, new levels, new devils. And we came under attack, and so my relationship with God had to grow and become stronger. My prayer life had to become stronger. And so here I am today. I'm still a work in process. I'm not perfect. But you're happy. I am so happy.
And you're still planning the wedding?
Yes.
So something's going right.
Yes, absolutely. Now, is every day perfect? No. But do I love that man? Yes. I do.
Y'all feel that way over there?
I felt it.
I mean, whoosh. I'm sorry.
Okay. Come on, Miss Misha.
A lot of the things that Anastasia mentioned are some of the same things that really came to mind to me. I think it's about being considerate, having that consideration, and when you're going from living that single life to actually having a mate and someone that, you're in this thing together, you have to really look at it as a partnership. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't think about. You have to really consider it's just not all about you, that it is about that other person and that compromise, and not only what does my future look like, but what does our future look like together. What does God have in store for you, and how does that align with the vision that I have? All of those things I think really.
So because we're dating, okay, you're dating, this is cute, oh, I love him, everything's so wonderful. When do you switch from, okay, I'm just with this guy that I like, to, okay, let me start planning my life around this man? Because 2-3 months and we in love does not mean move in and start being a wife and you haven't met his mom. That's not what that means. So when would y'all say, I'm sorry, ladies, don't get offended, but y'all, we need help. Yes. I mean, if we're not listening to Mom and AD and everybody else has made that mistake, maybe you listen to strangers. So when do you say, okay, even though he hasn't asked, we are going to get married, we're planning to spend the rest of our lives together. When do we start working on that?
Well, a lot of people say that, you really don't know a person until after a year after you've been together. Well, that's not true either, because our in love phase lasted for, deeply cloud 9 for at least 3 years strong, where you didn't see anything beyond the clouds. He is Mr. Wonderful. He does everything right. He says nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden, it just hits you. Just like me. He's just as crazy as I am. And, and it came to a point for me, I can't speak for anyone else, but it came to a point for me is when I saw his ugly, and when he saw my ugly, when he saw my bad and I saw his bad. Can I handle this? Am I willing to deal with this for the rest of my life? Is it something we can get past? Because this is who he is. We have all the sweet and kind, baby, I love you. all of that out the way. And now we have, the meat of the matter. Is this something that I really want to deal with? And I said, yes. As long as I have God, then we can do this. Without God, I gotta go.
Yeah. To kind of piggyback off of that, I think definitely when you first start dating, when you're in the relationship, you have what I call that front stage. Okay. Everything is wonderful. Everything is beautiful.
Honey, that beautiful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey.
When I woke up like this.
Good morning. Hello. But I think really, everything I think we're kind of saying is right in line with each other. But when those challenges come, and when they hit you, and it depends, it could be early in your relationship or it could be even later in your relationship. Just kind of depends on what you guys experience personally. But when those challenges come and you face them and you don't run away, that's when it's really like, okay, there's something deeper here and something that I tell Willie all the time that I'm vested. Like, we are vested in this thing.
This gonna work.
Yeah. So, through the good and the bad, once you kind of face those challenges together and you realize, after all of that, and I still want to be here, there is something still about you that I'm in love with and I still want to stick there with, then that's when you know that, hey, okay, we kind of long term now. We in this thing.
Really? I'll delete the numbers in my phone.
Yeah. Now I feel comfortable enough to let some people go now.
Okay, because I love the word challenges. That's a great word. Challenge.
Perfect word.
But I'm gonna use a different term. I'm gonna say fight. I'm gonna say argue.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what happens. So my question is, why fix things? Why fix them when they go wrong?
I think it's when you know that you're in a relationship, you're committed. Once you have that set in your mind and you two on the same page, you're in a committed relationship. You understand that that's life. Things are gonna happen. You're gonna be mad at each other about things. Things are gonna go wrong together and when you're apart. But when you know that, hey, we're committed to this thing and we're gonna stick it out. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right. Get over there and leave me alone for a few minutes.
Separate, come back, and be all right.
Yeah. The thing about me and Brian's relationship, our recovery time is epic. We don't let too much linger now. We can it'll be a drag out fight. But we recover so quickly. Like in our relationship, we put so much importance on getting back to being happy. Fix whatever the problem is. It's not that big. And if it is, let's address it. And how do we let it grow to get to this measure?
Right.
But come on, let's get back. Let's talk about it. Let's compromise about it.
Compromise.
Let's compromise about it.
Get married, but compromise.
I learned that you can't always get your way. I admit it, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. And I'm used to getting my way.
What? Get your way.
You just figure out another way. Don't listen, okay? No. I didn't say that, okay?
Just like Misha said, it's life. Nobody's perfect.
It's coming.
It's going to come. Storms coming. And I mean left and right. Brace yourself. Get ready. Get over it because here coming up.
Oh. So there's going to be something constant. No relationship is perfect. You're going to always have a challenge when it comes to relationships because you have two personalities who are trying to get along, and y'all it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine and peaches and cream on it.
Well, the butterflies not floating around in the day. I let them out the window. That's just
wow. So that's cute. Y'all were very proactive. Let's fix it. Like this comes with life, but there's not one relationship. There is not one situation, one man and one woman together where they do that one thing. That Lord, if he stopped that, I'd be really okay. Like, let's encourage him to leave that alone. Like, stop. What are y'all biggest pet peeves?
You go first. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'll have to think about
biggest?
Well, name a few.
Oh, if there's a list.
If there's a list, they try to get some trouble.
It's gonna gonna sound silly, but most pet peeves, they don't all have to be really serious. But mine is probably road rage.
Oh.
Like, I'm kind of the more calm one. He's the very passionate. I'm gonna say what I want to say immediately that comes to mind. And so his road rage is what kills me. And he was like, I know you don't like when I, get upset while we're driving. I'm like, look, I really don't.
Right.
That is the most annoying thing to me. But it's the first thing
Why?
that comes to mind. Like, just
Really?
all the time.
They can't hear you.
Every time.
Willie, they can't hear you.
Willie,
They might see you in the mirror, but they can't hear you.
the one finger gesture. Put your finger down. And I'm not one to talk, honey.
Yeah, I know. It's easy.
I do
I'm so glad it's about other people. Oh, I'm so glad because. Feeling yourself right now.
And not to say that I don't have it at all, but mine is a little more, I'm sporadic every once in a while. But every time we in the car together.
Stuff going on every time.
Yeah. I'm like, baby, it's all right. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right.
I would have to say my pet peeve with BJ is his nonchalant attitude. He's nonchalant about almost everything. And when I want him to care about something, like, I'm mad about it, so you need to be mad about it, he's like, let it go. No, I don't want to. No.
You just want to argue.
Yes.
Wow.
And so he's really nonchalant, and that gets underneath my skin. Like, you cannot believe.
It's not that he doesn't care. He just would put his energy on something else.
And that's
Fine,
fine.
Queen V.
That's fine, but I'm studying to be a lawyer. I like arguing.
I got you.
That's why you have a friend in your corner. I'm like, look, confrontation and that again. He's like, let it go. What do you mean? I'm going to talk about it.
We're going to pursue this.
We're going to talk about it.
And I'm going to be angry about it.
I'm sure that's his pet peeve about me. I always want to talk about it. He always want to let it go. Those two personalities.
No. I don't think my brother Brian has that pet peeve.
Oh.
Brian, we know.
It's okay. It's okay. He loves me anyway. But definitely that and his mouth.
Oh,
His mouth.
his mouth.
His mouth. He has a terrible mouth sometimes.
Wait a minute. Brian has a
Well,
horrible
it's not that
mouth.
he has a terrible mouth. He just sometimes doesn't have a filter. And some people like to put it around.
And he should get his own show on YouTube where you say wherever you want.
No.
Get your life.
Get your life. Come to you.
So, switching gears a little bit.
Okay.
We are on Saved and Single.
Okay.
So how important is it to you guys that your relationships follow God's word? The word.
Mandatory. Because I get in enough trouble with Jesus.
All by yourself.
Oh, my own. I try to limit as much as I can. And
She doesn't
encourage
surrender. She
you.
doesn't surrender.
I encourage you to do the same because I just get in too much trouble by myself. So if I'm going to add somebody to the equation, let's do most of it right.
Myself in trouble and you in trouble.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Oh.
No, because then I'm have the answer for you to. No. Look, can we just please act right? Now, is it easy? No, but that is very important.
For you at least try.
Try.
To walk
Like, do it.
straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Definitely agree. It is very important, and I think what's important is that it's important for both of us. His relationship with God is important to him. My relationship with God is important to me. And the fact that we want to have a long-term relationship, we know that we can't do it without God.
Right.
We wouldn't be together now if it wasn't for God.
Right.
So
Just
it's
be
very
each other
important to us to have God in our lives and really keep him at the center.
Well, I'm ready to dig, honey.
Oh, wait, have you not dug?
No,
I
I'm not dug.
We were
It's
sweeping.
not.
We picked up the shovel now. We got
We swept a little bit. So I'm ready to dig, and that's what I do. I want to know, how important is sex in a relationship? How important?
not specific to you guys
Yeah.
right this second. Just in a relationship, how important is sex?
Oh, I was supposed to not.
No, we just want the inner relationship. I met this dude and I need to make sure he's on point. Like, you know, is that the situation or?
I'll take it first. You like thinking about that. Thinking about it. Personally, for my relationship, it's not that important. We established that sex can lead to a distraction in your relationship and really a cover-up. So it will cover up a whole bunch of wrong.
You can look at other stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Good.
So the fact that we like each other and truly have a friendship with each other is what's important to us. Can we handle the things that come our way without sex as that overlay, that cover up to that? And I think it really helps you work on that intimacy. Do you really have intimacy in your relationship without sex?
Wow.
Because it's two different things.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Can you say that again? Right there.
Two different things.
Yes, yes.
Intimacy,
Yeah.
sex.
Yes.
They don't necessarily always go together, okay?
Okay, so what most people don't know about me and BJ is that we were friends for a whole year, just strictly courting for a whole year before we got into a relationship. So the intimacy was strong by year. Never mind that I'm still in the lovey-dovey phase anyway.
Right, it was cute.
It was really cute. Oh, he's not even asking for none. We can, you know, we can date. But so for him to even wait that year and just, you know, hold my hand, you know, of course we kiss, but not kiss too much, just don't play.
Right,
I'm still don't do me like
don't
that.
tempt me.
This is flesh, so it's not that important, but it matters.
Speak.
When I get married, I want to shut it down.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
That's how important
Y'all
it
hear
is.
that?
It's not as important as
Shut
it
it
is now. I wanna
down.
shut it
Down.
down.
She started. I got a
Amen,
song
right
in my
there.
head. Right.
Definitely.
So
But
I
it's
hear
like
both
that.
of you saying that your relationships could survive without sex.
Yes.
And you didn't need sex to get your man.
No.
We're talking 5 and 6 years here. They didn't
Hello.
need sex to get their man. If you need sex to keep that man, let him go. Let him go. If you're not that important to him without the physical, you're not that important to him.
So,
Here we go.
yes,
She's coming for y'all.
Yes,
Y'all
I
know
am.
she's coming for
You
y'all.
know that's what I do.
Can I say something before you just get us one more?
Because I'm okay. You need to say, okay, go ahead.
One thing, because you were speaking about if he wouldn't wait for you, maybe you should move along. Well, that's one thing that really attracted me to BJ. He is patient. Now, you know, men, you know, people say men are men, they have to have sex, they need sex. This man has patience like I've never seen a man have patience.
Men need God.
Men need lots of guys. And, you know, I never knew what he did to make it through, you know, a late night dates or, you know, holding hands or a kiss that lingered too long. But he didn't cross the line. He's always been very respectful. So that was very attractive to me. And a lot of women these days may deem that unattractive and try to go get the man who, you know, will really try to get it. And I think some of us need to change our mentalities just a little bit of what we're attracted to.
And then it could also be self-esteem.
Absolutely.
He's not with me, he must be getting it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let him get it. Let him go right on.
Let him get it.
Let him get it if that's what he wants. Don't
So,
compromise yourself.
bam, here it is. In your relationships, are y'all refraining from sex right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Good.
Just look.
Amazing.
I am like, you can refrain from it, ladies. You
It's
can't
2015.
refrain.
It's just about unheard of. Not
Right.
having been in a relationship and not having sex is almost unheard of.
Right. Right. Oh.
It's not easy though.
Oh.
It's not easy. I don't want you to think that it's a cakewalk. No, I cry.
Tears.
It gets real.
So do you have slipped up.
Yes.
You slipped up.
Yeah.
So what toll does that take on you? Because you know what you're trying to do, the life you're trying to live, trying to be saved, and Lord, I want you to bless this marriage, and Lord, bless this relationship. Oh, but forgive me for last night. What toll does that take on you individually, and then how does it impact the relationship? When you just give in. Okay, oh, it was too hard last night. I had to go. I didn't make it out.
I think, you know, you feel bad, but I think because of how long I've been in the relationship, it's not like we can't quickly recover.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we understand that, okay, we kind of recalibrate and say, okay, well, we kind of, you know, we slipped up, we did this, but we know long term this is what we're trying to do. So it's not so hard if you work at it to slip up again. But it can happen.
I feel like crap. You know, now of course I adore it. It's wonderful, but like I'll talk to you, repeat it. Like I'll tell you, hey, and he be like, Anna, yes, oh my gosh,
I'm so sorry.
oh my gosh, really, Anna, why are you on my phone? I'm just saying, because I feel like my relationship with God is so serious. I take it so serious. It's like life and death. It's like the very breath that I breathe that I feel like I push myself away a little bit from God. And so I try to hear me get back in his breath. So
everything is about maintaining your relationship with God.
yes.
You have to do that. So I'm sure even with everything, we all mess up. Don't misunderstand, we all fall.
Yes.
Everybody falls.
It's a lot easier to do.
Yes.
Sometimes we just lay down and call it a fall. But
I So I'm sure that's caused your prayer life to be even stronger. So do you guys take time out throughout your day to pray with one another?
Definitely. I would say we take the time, you know, when we're together to pray, but also when we're not together. I make sure to take the time to pray for him, you know, separately. Exactly. It's pray for our relationship and for him. Because I know, you know, he's dealing with things that he's dealing with, and I want to make sure that, you know, I lift him up in prayer and lift our relationship up, because without it, you know, I need that strong foundation, and I know every step of the way I need Jesus right along there with us.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
definitely.
I'm not going to say that we pray together every day, because we don't. But I try to do it as much as possible. Just as she said, I pray for him by myself all the time. Just last night, I was going to bed. It was late last night, and I got in the bed, and I was like, oh no. And I did the old-fashioned get on your knees. I went into I slipped into worship behind him. Just, Lord, cover him, protect him, please. Let him have a good day at work. Because at his old job, he would have a hard time at work. So just have a good day at work. Protect him, Lord. Build him up. Let him learn from situations. All the time.
Yes, all these wifely qualities. Beautiful. Cover your husband. Cover him. So, are you guys living together? Either one of you living with your husband?
No, and that is definitely a decision we made on purpose. You know, we talked about that, and a lot of people say, oh, you know, do you guys live together? And we're like, no. And we say that confidently.
Yes.
Because I think that just clouds everything. It's no reason for us to live together because we're not husband and wife. We are still single. And I think a lot of times people feel like, oh, if you're in a committed relationship, that you're already married. But we're not married. So I don't want to play around and act like I am by living together.
All out of order.
Yeah, so, you know.
Playing with fire.
Yeah.
We're going to just say, he laying on the side of me. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, we still live.
I don't want to play house. So, yeah, I don't want to play house. So, we're in a relationship. We spend quite a bit of time together. But he has his own place, and I have mine. So.
When you hear that, well, it saves money, we're together all the time anyway, we do everything together, so why not?
I would say no. That doesn't really fly
That
with
didn't.
No, that didn't do it
Because
right.
even though we spend a lot of time together, I do want to add that we do spend time apart as well. And it's important as a
Get to
single
miss
person.
each other.
Yeah, you know,
very healthy.
Learn about who you are.
Yes.
Spend some time with your friends. You know.
So I don't have to be under his armpit.
No
And
shackles.
you have your own identity. You are still a whole person away from him.
Yes.
So Big J thinks that, you know, we don't live together, by the way, and you know, we don't see each other during the week. Usually at all during the week, we see each other just on the weekend. So he's like, so when I see him on the weekend, he's like, oh my gosh, y'all are blending me. And I say, look, bro, we'll see you 2 days out of the week.
Within 5 days.
Only 5 days. But honestly, getting back to the living together thing, it doesn't make it easy if you're trying to do it right now. It is not a sin to live together.
No.
It is not a sin. But it's all about what are you really trying to accomplish. And you know who you are and what you can handle better than your spouse or your mate does. I can't handle it.
You can't roll over and be next to
You talking about a backslide, I'm just gonna slide
No.
all the way.
Not
No.
you.
So
don't
I
need
wouldn't
to go down
I wouldn't even put myself in that situation.
Right, because you know your limitations.
Yes.
Because you know yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not worth risking my relationship with God just to put myself in this situation, just to end up on my face
Every Sunday.
every Sunday on
At
the altar.
crying.
Lord
On the
forgive me.
altar.
Lord forgive me. Then go back Sunday
Prostrate.
night and do it again.
Yeah, prostrate in front of the
So
altar.
it all depends on what is your goal in your relationship. We set goals in our relationship. Every part of our relationship has goals in it. Goals we're trying to meet, things we're trying to do. So what are we gonna do? We have like little meetings between just us. So what are we doing?
Absolutely. You have to set goals in everything in your life. And your relationship should be no different. What are we trying to accomplish?
Yeah. That didn't work.
Just gonna be, you know, my run every few nights a week, or you plan on being in my life for a while?
And I think what Anastasia mentioned, just to add on to that, earlier she mentioned that there's levels to this. And I think by being in a relationship, not married, and living together, you're kind of setting yourself up for a shaky environment. Not even just talking about sex, but there's enough on people, on us today, that adding into the mix, you're living together, you're dealing with each other's day in and day out, you know, problems and issues or moods or attitudes that you may face. And so why put yourself in that position if you don't have to be in it? So that's just kind of my thoughts on it.
Volunteering.
I tell them all the time, look, I already know it's some things about me that, you know, you gotta, I'll be ready for it when we get married.
I'm not there right now.
Why rush it? When we start living together, it's a whole nother thing that we gotta work out.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, so that's just
Understood.
It makes sense because I feel like when you're in a relationship with a couple, you have to be able to communicate holistically, properly with the person that you're with. It is necessary. So, and we all know, let's keep it real, communication does not always happen now. Because women are from Venus, men are from Mars, whatever they say. You know, it's like, it's the whole, honey, go take out the trash. And he hears, go take out that trash. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I said.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
I probably even said please, but just because you didn't want to do it, I'm nagging you.
But you still need to take
So,
that.
But the trash still needs to go out.
Right. So I know communication is important, but we also have breakdowns in communication with any relationship, and it's not just man and woman. When you guys have communication breakdowns in your relationships, how do you address it?
I think for my relationship personally, we really know each other so well. So we know if there's a breakdown. Like if something's not right, we know it. We know something just ain't together right now. And I think what we do well is come together and just really hash it out. Look, this is what I've been noticing. This is how I've been feeling. You know, let's talk about it. And most of the time, all the pin up maybe frustration or if you're angry or upset about something, after you talk about it, you realize, oh, it really wasn't even that big of a deal. Because you just being able to talk about it and making sure that you guys are on the same page. Because most of the time, it's just a misunderstanding.
A lot, you said a misunderstanding. In our conversations together, I always say, that's not what I meant by that. you misunderstood me. He'll say, well, what did you mean, Anna? And then that starts a dialogue. But recently, you know, we had a small argument. Now, things weren't too kosher in the relationship. It was a small argument that turned into a big argument because we started pulling out things that were going on, that were wrong. What's the breakdown? Well, I feel like this. Well, I didn't know you felt like that. And I felt the same way. We never verbally communicated that, and we pride ourselves on having great communication. But like you said, it can break down sometimes, and it can go unattended sometimes. And a little small argument turned into a big argument, but it was a release. By the end of our conversation, like I said, we have a quick recovery. By the end of that conversation, it was, I love you. So let's do this, you know. Let's go to counseling. Let's start reading the 5 love languages. Let me understand your love language. Because that's what we discovered. We had 2 different love languages. Well, you don't receive my love like this. Well, I don't receive your love like this. Well, let's find out how to do this. And then we discussed, you know, well, this just really gets underneath my skin when you do this. So I'll try not to do that. I'm going to try. It's in my nature, but I'll try.
That means he's probably going to do it tomorrow, but he's now conscious of, oh,
yeah. And I was like, that made me remind me what I said, because I may forget.
Right.
Remind me. He was like, remind you? Yes, remind me. Yes. Let me do it again. I'm going. Don't get as mad as we did tonight, but just let me know.
So, you mean being in a relationship does not mean your man is a mind reader? That he knows he irritated you, that you felt disrespected, or that you felt any type of way. He don't just, well, you should know me.
No.
And then you have to actually say,
that. Yes.
you have to actually say, I don't want you to do this.
I had to learn that. I did.
So there are no psychics in your
No,
relationship.
on either side.
You gotta communicate
Yes.
that thing.
You know, I love that you mentioned the book, The 5 Love Languages. Shameless plug. It is an amazing book because it will tell you about yourself. And it will tell you that, and if you read it with somebody who you're in a relationship with, you will absolutely learn, like y'all did, you will learn the love languages and you'll learn how to speak it. And it just, all of a sudden I was like, I know my love language. I know it.
So now you can tell.
Now I can tell I can tell my man. So that's awesome. I love that. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Even if you're not in a relationship, you can go, I know my love language.
Yes.
So shameless plug.
So why? Well, I just wanted to point out one other thing that I didn't mention is that once you start growing in a mature relationship, you have to realize another thing that's very important is how you talk to each other. So along with that communication, you have to realize how you come to that person and communicate to them. All the hollering and screaming ain't gonna work. That ain't how you gonna get the job done.
Really?
We were raised in a house like that. My daddy was very loud, strong all the time. I don't even think he realized he was that strong. But but what you're not gonna do is talk to me, you know. That's what's not. This conversation is already over because what you're not gonna do is be sitting up here hollering at me. My daddy is way, you know.
Next starts rolling. Wait,
I will give you the whole address and his phone number. That's my daddy. You not gonna.
Now, I've done this. Who are you talking to? Next start rolling. Just your eyes walk out. No, you're not talking to me, sweetheart.
Oh.
We can bring it down.
Yeah.
Lower it
1,000. Bring it down
all
1,000.
the way. You know.
So daddies did have an impact on how we communicate with males.
Very much so.
Back there,
What you
I'm
was
super blessed
yes.
to have one. But
Yes.
some women need that kind of. I don't need.
He was an awesome daddy, by the way. He was just
All the
loud.
time.
Don't holler at me. I've been hollered at all my life. I moved out, so I didn't have to be hollered at anymore.
So why did we choose Willie? And why did we choose Brian?
What?
He was, girl. I must say, I didn't choose Willie. Willie chose me.
Say that.
So if you were to ask him the same question, he will say God chose me for him. So I didn't even, it was random meeting. You were there.
It was
so
the funniest thing ever.
it was not one of those evenings where you expected, I'm going out to meet somebody, and hey, no, not at all.
It was a girls' night. He intruded.
Oh, Willie.
Tell your friend over here. That's how I looked at him. I ain't telling nothing. We were mad at all y'all right now.
Were you venting that night? Was that a release?
It was so funny, and none of us thought Willie would last. I remember saying, "Oh, baby."
I know.
I don't know why she took his number. He ain't coming. That baby ain't coming. Willie, I love you. I'm sorry, baby. I love that you're still here.
Too, but yes, I will definitely say he chose me, and what he showed me in him as a man made me realize that he was the one. He was somebody different, and somebody, that I can trust, that I can love, somebody that I can have something with. So,
Brian. Oh, Brian. Oh, I love thee. No, actually, you were dating his cousin at the time, and that's how.
I'm in everybody's story, y'all.
She is, see? So, they're around, see?
Oh, Queen Bee will
Come
come
around. Your mate is probably somewhere circling around Queen Bee or Empress, who knows? Okay? All of a sudden, Brian and Empress are best friends now. But you were dating his cousin at the time, and I laid eyes on him, and I immediately had a crush on him. And of course, I'm younger than him. And what was he, like a senior? Was he a senior? He had graduated? Oh, you were a senior. So I was just in high school, and I was like, whoa. Oh. But I never saw him after that day until I was in college at Texas Women's University.
Oh,
yes.
She does.
Yes, and it was during the October, because it was around Halloween. And I was at UNT going to a Halloween party. This was the one weekend I decided I'm going to really party because I was a real bookworm. And I had on my little costume that my best friend Jasmine made me. And in walks Brian, and I was just like, oh,
Wait,
y'all didn't hear it. She exhaled, okay?
I
heard
did.
the breath.
I did. And he saw me. He was like, hey, how you doing? And I immediately, shamelessly, just ran up to this man, not on purpose. It just gave him the biggest hug that I have ever given anybody.
Wait on this man all your life.
Just waited. Here like serious. I gave him the biggest hug, and he leans to his cousin, was like, I think she likes me.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a serious hug. It was a real serious hug, just a little bit. And he asked for my number that night, and we've been talking ever since.
So what made you say yes?
Oh, to his number?
To him.
Oh, to the relationship.
Married.
Oh, to the relationship. Oh, sweetheart. First, God told him, and then God told me. I prayed long about it. You see how far this went? I prayed long about it because I only want to do this once.
I understand.
I only want to do it once, and so I prayed so long and hard about it, and God answered me. And He said, "This is your husband." And I was like, are you sure? And then I was like, okay, give me 3 signs. Jesus.
I want to really
You asked me
Signs.
Can I get a lightning bolt?
Can I get a lifeline? But without a shadow of a doubt, I know this is the man that God has created for me. But He told him first. And then He told me, because several have came and told me, God said that you're my wife. No, He said no.
Y'all talked to 2 different guys?
2 different guys. I mean, a plethora
Because
of
if
men.
God told you, He's going to tell me.
He's going to tell me, me and Jesus don't keep secrets from each other. We talk.
that on camera.
We have a great relationship.
That's wonderful. That's what you aim for.
The one
Know
time,
his voice.
that one time that I asked about BJ, God answered me and said yes. The others, I think Jesus kind of laughing at the others, like, why you even ask me that? But He said yes, and so that's what gives me the strength to persevere through any issues that we have. And it has not been easy. But I believe in every word that comes out of God's mouth. I'm a true servant of Him, and if He says that this man is for me, then this man is for me.
one thing we haven't shared is that you're a minister.
Surprise!
It's no surprise. It's not. It's so not a surprise.
I like surprising people. I'm like, come to my church. Will you want to come to church with me?
And then they see you in the
And then they see me.
So, how hard is it to be in a relationship and not be a minister?
It's not that hard at all.
Because, you know, people have these rules. You know, God gave all of us the same rules.
Yes.
But we in the congregation have totally different set of rules for the pulpit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So,
Get out of that. That's not God.
abandon those rules.
Abandon them.
So, how hard is it to be a woman of the word and be in a relationship? In 2015, where the judging, we just taking the whole situation from God. We'll do it. We'll judge for you.
I understand the question now. No one has ever been so bold to come to me and to say something to me.
See how she said that with a smile? That might have something to do with it. Nobody's ever been so bold to handle me like that.
Honey, it's coming. It's coming.
And that's fine if it does. I would just reference scriptures. Mind your own business. I would reference the scripture. Don't point out the speck in my eye when you have a log or a plank in your own. I would reference the scripture or just, pull a page out of my own book.
Oh.
If you have a problem with something I'm doing, don't address me. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Jesus will fix it. Shut down.
Done. Right? Stick a
I don't
fork
know
in
if people
it.
won't ask me any questions about my relationship.
I think you just answered them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
get out of my business.
You should just kind of like do it.
In all sincerity, that's the last thing I would definitely, if you feel as if I'm offending you or hindering your relationship with God or your journey with God, please.
What you're assuming.
What you're assuming, which I'm not even going to address, but please, by all means, take it to the Lord in prayer. Tell God. Ask God to intervene on whatever you think is happening. And if He can talk to you at that point and let you know, leave my child alone. I try to keep it as Christian as possible, but this flesh is real.
Thank you
It
for
dies,
saying
it
that.
dies daily though, but it's not all dead.
Thank you for that. The biggest thing that I find with us as Christians, and I'm going to say it with us as Christians, we hear the word minister, we hear the word evangelist, we hear the word pastor, we hear the word reverend, and then go, but you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have that.
She shouldn't say that.
She shouldn't say that.
So why should you?
Oh, well, bless God.
Yes. Because the one thing, like you see, judge not, lest ye be judged. See, quit saying that. Unless you finish it. So that you will be judged in the same measure. I was like, we're human. They're human. Just because I have minister in front of my name does not mean I'm not a human. I love that you're bold like that. You haven't said anything to my face.
But I mean it. I've never been approached with that. And if you feel free to, and I will, even refer you back to S.W.E.E.P, to look at the video or whatever you need.
I got something you need to watch. I got something you need to watch. Let me write this address down.
And make sure you tune in to 30 minutes and 54 seconds so you can hear exactly what happened.
And one reason people don't, because I don't put my business out there. This is the most exposed advertising. I don't. I absolutely
It's
don't.
all your business.
It's all my business.
Is it? Okay.
And only a few select people that God has put in place in my life and have allowed to stay in my life, because I know about Jesus, they're not supposed to be here, know things about me, know some of my most intimate details. Not all, but some. Because nobody knows all, but God. But some. So, you don't, that's why they don't have the opportunity, because you don't even have a thought to even wonder on it.
Unless you just created it already.
Yeah, it did. So,
I know, I will go there, but I'm going to let you have that one. So, Misha, this is for you. Do you have any advice that you want to give to our viewers, our audience, about wanting to live saved while you're dating?
That's a very, very good question.
You're going to answer it. You're
Yes.
going to answer it.
I think just take it one day at a time. Don't necessarily take yourself too seriously. And then also not allowing everyone else's opinion to filter into, you know, your dating life, your relationships.
Absolutely.
Because the more that you have everyone in your ear trying to tell you this and that, it just kind of distorts the whole message and your whole, what you have going on.
So how do you handle that criticism?
Most of it is kind of what Anastasia mentioned, is I don't tell everybody my business. I think that's really important to protect your relationship. So if you are seriously dating someone, everything that you guys go through doesn't necessarily need to be out there in the open. You know, definitely. Because I might be mad at him one day and I'm in love with him tomorrow.
And they still walk around mad.
Within 5 minutes, I will be back in love with Brian.
Hello. And the friends that you end up telling your business to hold on to that stuff. And that's all that they see. But you don't need to see all the dirt. So, you know, I think that's just really important. And then being open definitely with your friends as well. Because they want to know about your relationship. How are you guys doing? You know, how are you making it work? And really being open and letting them know, you know, kind of this is how we are making it work, but it's not easy. So definitely that honesty and not taking yourself so seriously and not putting everybody in your business.
So Anastasia, we have a different one for you.
Okay.
What advice would you give to the young ladies who, I love God, I'm going to church, I want to take care of, and I want my husband, but sex is a priority. I'm not willing to give it up. God knows me, He made me, we got to handle this. Give me some.
It's a
Today.
mandate.
Today.
Around the clock. Multiple partners, if need be. Just having sex. We just having sex.
Yes, there you go.
It's part of the process. That question, how important sex is varied in every relationship. I'm gonna have it.
Okay. In relationship, with a long short, I'm gonna have sex.
That's
Okay.
how I know if I'm keeping around. You gotta be good.
Okay. Hey, I don't judge. To each his own. But what I will say is, the question you asked was I. We as human beings have a selfish nature. And we are under the false impression that we are in control. And that nothing around us can dictate how we act or how we feel. So I would tell that young lady or young man that maybe you should be concerned about the music you listen to, the atmosphere you place yourself in, the people you surround yourself with, because all of that influence who you are as a person. Things, especially soul ties. Let's get straight to it, soul ties.
What is a soul tie?
A soul tie is when you become intimate with a person. You're not just having sex. It's not just a physical action, but your souls actually begin to intertwine with one another. And not only do they intertwine with one another, but then they attach, whatever is attached to that person is now attached to you. And whatever was attached to you is now attached to that person. So while you're thinking that I'm in control, I need this, I want to do this, whatever relationship I'm in, you're probably acting off of pretenses of someone that has attached themselves to you, or who you allowed to attach themselves to you. And I would urge you to seek wise counsel about it. Let me say this, I'll give you this for free. Just because they have a robe on, or they sit in a pulpit, or because they have first lady at the beginning of their name, a sister or brother, doesn't mean that they're wise. Seek wise counsel, because as we already said, everybody struggles. Don't go to your homegirl or to your friend or to your parent who has the same issues as you do. It might be a generational curse, something that you're fighting against and don't even know it. Just, I would say, become more aware of it's not just you. That there's other things around you controlling and dictating what you do at the end of the day. And stay safe. If you want a stronger relationship with God, constantly pray about it. Repent every time you do it. I don't care how many times you do it and with how many people you do it with. Repent. But when you repent, it's not just saying, I'm sorry, forgive me. You're saying, God, help me not to commit the same sin again. See, the God that we serve is not a God that takes charge and takes over.
No.
It says he knocks at the door and then waits. Open that door for God and give him the opportunity to give you the strength where you're weak. And this is what I can.
So obviously you guys have learned a lot about yourselves in the relationships. You have to when your lives are intermingled. So what is the one thing that you say, okay, I learned this about myself in this relationship?
I think definitely that vulnerability side of it and the letting go. Learning to let go and to let the man in my life lead. To let the God in my life lead. Some of the, kind of one of the first most important things that I think I've learned is being in a relationship and knowing that sometimes you just have to let go. You know, you have to let go and be able to be vulnerable and be able to submit to that person and to the God in your life so that they can have, you know, that control and you can allow it to grow and to mature into something greater than you ever imagined.
Minister Zachary?
As I said already, I'm spoiled, right? I'm used to having things my way. I will throw a fit about it. Yes, Minister Zachary will throw a fit.
She's grown.
And I'm grown. But
Adult.
stop it, you know? My father and my mother and my lovely sister, my whole family has spoiled me, but in a relationship, I had to learn that he's not my father. He's not my father, and my father is a great provider.
He can't take your daddy's place.
He cannot take my father's
It's not his
place.
job to be your dad.
Right.
And he
You have been raised. You're grown now.
Girl,
It's not going to be your dad.
girl. No, you're fine. And my father, our father has set the bar so high, like at an unbelievable height. And it is okay to have standards. You should have standards. But what I learned is everything is not going to go your way. And everything is not going to go the way that you plan. And it's okay for the man that God chose for you to take charge and for you to become submissive. Because, you know, as well as I'm spoiled, I'm a little bossy at times. Maybe some people would say a lot. So I have to learn to tone it down, ladies. It's okay to not take a back seat, but stand by his side. You don't have to fall behind him.
Right.
Stand by his side and just be quiet. Just be quiet. You know.
Because we know everything. We know everything.
And you can't beat me knowing even if I don't know, I'm gonna find a solution for it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you I know anyway.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think that's right, but just humbling myself.
Sometimes you have to learn to just say
Nothing.
okay.
Or just say nothing, because I tried that. Okay, babe. Okay. And he's like, really? Yeah.
So I'm too excited to come to the end. I love you guys.
Oh.
This session was great.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can't always help women by just talking to women. Yes. So we have a surprise. Brian's on next. We tried, Willie. If we could just like piece you in later and bring you back, we want to hear from you. But Brian is in the building.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a setup.
He's going to answer some of the same questions, but from the male point of view. Because somebody might be sitting there with their man, and he's like, I don't want to listen to these women. They just talking about y'all. No, we got you.
No, we got you too. Willie, don't worry, you coming?
Yes.
Yes,
We'll bring you
Willie.
back. We run this.
Yeah, right.
I think that's only fair.
So, we appreciate you, ladies. We appreciate you opening up and being truthful and being transparent, because we can't help each other if we don't know everything. And so you live through it, you're living through it, and you open the window to let us see inside your lives. So we appreciate you guys, and when you see us again, we'll be Brian Sessions.
Yes.
For all of your fence and decking needs, choose a professional with over 40 years experience and a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. Super Fence Company is committed to going the extra mile to ensure customer satisfaction. Call 214-454-4847 today and schedule your free estimate. Our motto is, your privacy is our priority.
Welcome back so that we can do our other portion of this sweep episode. And I'm so pleased to have Brother Brian Sessions.
Hey. We're always excited to have a voice from the males. Because, we can only learn so much from ourselves. We'll take a little bit of your input. Just a little bit.
We don't want to lie.
So we know you're engaged. Anastasia. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the family.
Right.
Yeah.
2017. Labor Day weekend 2017. Why are we waiting?
And why we got to give up our Labor Day weekend?
Well, Labor Day 2017 was picked by us, for one, because, I'm a man just like anybody else. I have stuff that I need to get in order before I try to bring somebody else's daughter into my life. And she wants to finish school, and she wants to be a lawyer, and I support her in that. So I don't want to force her to marry me and just join our lives together before we have all of our ducks in a row.
Planning. Consideration.
Ambition.
And we figured Labor Day would be like past summer, it's a weekend and everybody's already off. So you don't have to take time off to come and join in on our day.
Oh, they're so considerate.
Look at that.
Sweet.
Oh. So what changes? Okay, we heard about Anastasia and all her changes. Because it was a lot.
She's done some changes.
Yeah. What changes have you experienced in the relationship?
As far as
You as a person, how have you changed since you've been in this 6-year-long relationship?
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one. Well, I'm an introvert. I don't really like letting people in my life. I'm the youngest son. I have sisters, but I was always told you don't involve women and men problems. We handle it totally different. So being in a relationship with someone who shares their life and their problems, it was initially hard for me to interact with that because I was like, okay, so why are you telling me your problems? I don't care. I'm not telling you mine, so why are you telling me yours? You're bringing me down, and it's more for me to deal with.
I don't care.
Wait, why are you talking?
Right.
But like I said, that was at first. Mm-hmm. So I have compromised with it a lot. I do have a really hard to deal with nonchalant attitude. I do. I'm not gonna lie about it. The way I get through my life is I don't let the world's problems and everybody else's problems get to me. Because if I do that, I'm worried about everything that you're worried about, plus what I'm worried about, and I can't function like that.
You don't take on the responsibility of other people's issues.
See, you know what? That is one quality because women, we're so emotional. We have feelings. Yeah, we do. We do. My brother knows us so well, and we do. We're such emotional. Men are very logical. They, the best thing,
Most men are very logical. You're not
No,
going to be
you
on
know
your
what?
line.
I'm gonna fix it. Men can be. Most men can be very logical, and the best way that I've heard it put is that men compartmentalize things.
Yes.
They compartmentalize things, and things tend to go wrong.
Yeah.
Right, because you've already started off with, the differences that y'all walk into this relationship. So when they do go wrong, what makes you want to fix it? What makes you want to make sure the relationship continues?
Well, the main reason that I always come back, or I feel like she comes back, is because we're perfect in each other's imperfections. Where I'm weak, she's strong. How I don't like to talk, she does. And it pretty much works itself out. She makes me a better person, and I feel like the same for her.
So y'all contribute to each other's lives.
Y'all have to.
It's not a take and take and a give and give.
Have to, because if it was both like me, we'd never get along. We would have done it for
You know you, okay?
Yeah. You have to know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad at that. That makes sense. So, of course, this is my favorite question. She told us her pet peeve. What drives her crazy about you? I'm going to say filter. It's a filter.
Mhm.
It's a filter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she
There is
said,
no filter.
yeah, there's no
We
filter.
remove, it's not just a coffee.
Yeah. So I'm sure she has some. You have some about her.
Oh,
Let's
most
hear this.
Definitely. Well, the biggest pet peeve she has that just gets out of my skin and drives me crazy is the oversharing.
Oversharing.
Yeah.
Oversharing.
It's like I said,
I'm not sure I follow.
like I said, I'm a person who doesn't like to involve anyone in their life. If I have to, I will, but she's one of those people, she wants you to know when she woke up, what she ate when she woke up, what she's doing while she's waking up.
Okay, she on my nerves. Okay, wait.
That's pretty rough for me to deal with, but
You woke up.
yeah.
Summed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah,
Moving
we're
forward.
done.
Hey, you're awake. Thank you.
I didn't know there was an oversharing. Now I'm like, I probably do overshare.
You will be surprised the things that women think about that men haven't thought about it until y'all say it to them.
I don't know because that got on my nerves. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing. No, what are you doing? You doing something? No, I'm literally laying on the bed watching TV. Is nothing.
That's usually my response, but over time I have learned that starts more arguments than it's all.
Well, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, you know, I laugh because my best friend, hey Kim, I love you, girl. I'll say, girl, I'm not doing nothing. No, you have to be doing something because and she goes into, I'm cleaning up, I was doing it, but I'm really sitting down now and I'm like,
That's nothing.
that's nothing. But I'm sure you wouldn't have it any other way though, right?
Oh, that's precious. You know she's watching. So, how important is it to you that your relationship follows God's plan and God's way?
In all honesty, that's probably the most important thing in life for me. Because, I come from a very religious family. I myself, when I became of age to run away from church, I ran. I absolutely ran from it. I ran to the world, and dealing with the world, I found everything that I didn't like. So the fact that the woman that I'm with, and I believe that God is the center of my life, it's like the absolute most important thing in the world.
Wow.
Is if I'm not following God, and you're not trying to follow me following God, who's leading us?
Oh, could you say that again, please, sir?
The camera right there.
Right over there and say that.
If I'm not following God and you're not following me, trying to follow God, then who's leading us?
You just spoke a word. Can we take the offering? Can we
All I know is he's taking.
Yes.
Don't try me, boo. He's taking, okay? This is my sister's man.
So I have to know. It's my turn. Y'all know this is my favorite topic. How important? And yeah, brace yourself. Brace it.
Ready.
How important is sex in relationships?
Oh, man. Scale of 1 to 10?
Okay, you know what? Give it to me. Give it
Scale
to
of
me.
1 to 10. Go.
Scale
Okay,
1,
so-
10. Go.
As a man, on a scale of 1 to 10, I say 11.
Oh,
You broke the scale.
I said 1 to 10. I mean, you said 11.
11, you know, as a kid, they teach you to count to 100. It just doesn't stop when you get to 10. So you gotta,
It doesn't stop at 100.
see, I could have said 100, but that would be a little unrealistic.
No, okay.
It doesn't run my life as much. As a man, I believe that sex is very important. Now, remember I said sex is important. I didn't say having sex is important.
Oh, do me a favor. Say that right there one more time.
As a man,
Uh-huh.
don't lie to yourself and say that sex is not important.
No lie.
Sex is pretty important, but having it, not at all.
Wow.
Wow. good. You are dropping
True.
science. Oh,
She said, I like Big Bang Theory. That's the episode. I'm dropping science now. But that's amazing that young men,
yes.
young, 2015, no kids, never
You
been
don't have no
married,
outside kids.
No, no.
never been married,
Never been.
not just running with you. Pick the one God had for you and say, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Get your life. People don't do that anymore.
Ever.
Thank you.
Ever. So, y'all are refraining from sex?
What happened?
I almost left the stage. I almost left it.
We'll ask again at a higher volume.
Yes.
Sometimes, you might not have heard
Okay. Are you? No, I'm just joking.
In your current relationship with your fiance, are the two of you refraining from sexual activities?
Yes and no.
What is?
Okay, we're waiting on one answer. You can't combine them like
You
that.
need-
so,
okay.
okay, so let
Yeah.
me explain. Yes, we try our hardest not to have sex. Are we perfect? No. There was only one perfect person. I promise you I'm not him.
Oh, you sure?
You promise I'm not.
Okay.
Just being real. If you love someone, I mean, like you truly love someone, you can't be around them that often and late in the night and you go on a date or you go to the movies or
Maybe
to
I
a
missed
lake
you.
and you know, maybe I missed you, I haven't seen you all week. Eventually that's gonna get to you. Not perfect.
Oops.
Right.
But is this something I plan? Not at all.
Should I be plotting on myself?
Nah. Nah. Nonchalant, but I do have a conscience.
God does speak to you.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit is working. That's good.
So in your slip-ups, I love it. In your slip-ups, though. In your slip-ups, talk about your recovery.
Well, when the slip-ups do happen, the first thing that comes to my mind was like, oh my God, did I just force this woman to do something that she's trying to refrain from doing? I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't want you to do something that we're trying not to do because I take that person as a strike against me as a man. Like,
Clutch
kind
the
of
pearls.
guy.
I wasn't expecting that for real. Wait,
Yeah.
that is wow.
Clutch.
Okay. Wow. Oh, you the first one made me crown set.
I'm
That
over here like, clutch the pearls. Clutch.
oh my goodness. That is the most amazing. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna get it together. What is the next question? Lord have mercy. Okay, that's amazing. That you love her and respect her and God enough to take that responsibility on yourself, even though that couldn't have happened unless both of you were willing. You as the man and you as the leader take full responsibility for it when y'all on this. Wow. Whew, so, perfect man, amazing. Oh Lord, yeah, y'all hear him have kids. They need some more of you. So do you guys pray together?
Yes, we do.
Make that a long answer so I can get my face together.
Yeah, we try to pray together as much as we possibly can, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I feel like when I get off work, I suffer from narcolepsy. Because we'll be on the
Not
phone.
at all.
We'll be on the phone, and I'll be like, "Well, I'm watching TV right now," and she'll be like, "Oh, since you're busy, call me before you go to sleep." I'll be like, "Man, I swear, as soon as this show ends, I'm gonna call her." And the next thing I remember is waking up with my alarm in the morning, and she's kind of like, "So, did you sleep well?" I'm like, "We were supposed to pray together last night." Knew what something we were supposed to do. But for the most part, we do try to pray as much as we can, especially when we have an argument or we don't see eye to eye. Because, I mean, I've lost a lot of people that I held close to in my life, and not all of them ended the way I would like it to end. Either by we just stopped talking or they died. I mean, nobody wants to lose somebody on a bad note.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
And I don't believe in living my life with regrets, so we try to fix it before we go to sleep.
Wow.
That works most of the time.
Wow.
I mean, you talked about, because I think personally, we talk a lot about communication. And you guys talk like y'all communicate all the time. Like y'all talk a lot. So, and we know that
he's engaged to an oversharer.
Yeah. Okay, like whether it is your choice or not.
What do you want to do?
I mean, because I know it's hard when you're introverted. You're like, I don't want to communicate. I don't. Yes.
Talk about it.
One answer. Yes. No. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a text message guy.
No. In. Okay, I get it. How do you address it? We know how Anna oversharing addresses it. How do you address it when there's communication breakdown?
Ooh, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Usually when there's a communication breakdown, it's my fault because of how I deal with communicating with people. If I'm mad, I cannot talk to you right then and there when I'm mad. I'm that person I have to go off by myself, drive to a lake, go to a part of the house that nobody's in. I need me time. I guess it was how I grew up, being the last one there. Didn't really have anybody to talk to when I got mad. So I like to deal with stuff in my own time. She's calling me the entire time that I'm trying to deal with it on my time.
Prolonging the process of me getting over this.
I say, give me an hour. She's like, okay, I'll give you an hour, which really is 45 minutes. So in 45 minutes, I try to get my stuff together, like, okay, I'm calm now, we can deal with this. And that's usually how it happens. I cool off, because the last thing you want to do in a relationship with somebody that you care about is say something when you're pissed.
I agree. But that's any relationship.
Yeah.
You said it like you meant it, and right there you did, and you really need for them to hear that. I'm not gonna feel that way in 20 minutes, but leave me alone.
You say all of the stuff that's at the back of your head is supposed to stay at the back of your head, and it's like, all right here. It's like, since I'm mad and you want to talk, you gonna hear it now.
Right.
Nah, don't do that.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. You do not want to do that. And so, the reason why I ask that is because it sounds to me like sometimes you have a hard time being vulnerable. Is it easier to be vulnerable around Anna now than any other time?
It is, and it isn't. I mean, growing up in my household, like, I would see my parents argue, but I never really saw my dad and how things bothered him until, like, my granddad died. Like, my dad was always the stern-faced guy, ruled with an iron fist.
Poker face.
Yeah, so I would always know how my mom felt about stuff, but I never knew how my dad felt about stuff. And so, as much as I say me and my dad are nothing alike, I carry that trait too. I try my hardest not to let anybody see me being vulnerable until something happens and I just can't deal with it anymore, and then you see that other side of me. I'm a work in progress.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So why did you choose Miss Amazon?
Lord, why?
Why did you sign yourself up for that?
She said she liked me when she was a little kid. No, that's a lie. She stalked me when she was a little kid. Like,
wait.
I'm gonna take a page from Tree Ray.
Oh boy.
she stalked me.
Stalking.
Stalked when she was a little kid. Like, she said I'm just a little older. Now I'm like, what, about 4 years older? About 4 years older, so I knew her sister. I was like, oh, they're twins. I was like, not right. So I was like, oh, yeah, she's too young. Not even gonna look at her like that. I'm like, she's just cool. Well, you know, I had a relative die on my birthday. Well, a week of my birthday, my senior year in high school. So my birthday never really meant anything to me. Well, like she said, my birthday is 7 days before Halloween, and we decided to go to a college party. Hadn't went out for my birthday since I was 18, and we went. And like she said, the first person I seen when I walked through the door was her. Now, I didn't realize who she was until she came up to me and she gave me a hug, like I'm her long lost friend or something. And she hasn't seen her in like 10 years. I'm like,
for you.
I was like, I don't really know who this girl is, but I think she likes me. And so I asked her for a number, but I honestly can't say that I chose her or she chose me. I believe I was led to her. Because I hadn't been to that college in about 3 years. So I absolutely had no reason to be there.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, just all of a sudden.
Let's go to UNT.
60 miles out of my way. And
Right. To meet the love of your life.
pretty much.
Oh, you are such a fairy tale sweetheart.
It's almost sickening.
I know.
So you know who the bitter one on set is. So, how hard is it in 2015? I'm going to say it again, where we judge harder than God himself to be in a relationship with a minister?
Being in a relationship with a minister is like being that car that sits on the pedestal that spins around on the side of the freeway. Everybody sees it, and they can see it from every angle, but nobody knows how it is on the inside.
Wow.
So everybody sees you on the outside, but they don't know how you are. So everybody just comes up with their own conclusion. Oh, they fake. They do this now, but behind closed doors, he's probably beating her. They probably argue, or they probably just sleep together all the time. I'm like, okay, you don't know nothing about us.
Right.
You know absolutely nothing about a relationship. How can you make this statement? I'm a man, she's a woman. Yeah, we make mistakes. Everybody does. But why hold a minister at any different level than you'd hold a regular person? They're still a person.
They are still a person. So how do you know, I mean, let's keep it real, ministers are probably the most criticized people in the world today. We talk about how we criticize Christians. No, if you are a Christian minister, it's even worse. When you see her being criticized, how do you handle that?
I don't handle that well at all. If there's one thing in life that I've never handled well, it's somebody trying to tear down somebody that's connected to me. You can think whatever you want to think as long as you think it to yourself. The minute you make that public, mean you have a problem, and I've been told I'm violent. I don't think I'm personally violent. I honestly don't.
He's been told.
Yeah, I honestly do not
Other
believe
people have
that I am a violent person.
Everybody ain't lying on you, Brian.
You are probably right. That is not a problem that we often have, because I don't believe in letting people slide with transgressions like that.
Wow.
You can't say anything to me negative about somebody that's in my life, because I take that as you're talking about me, because they're connected to me. They always say birds of a feather flock together, so if she's a bad person, that must ultimately mean that I'm just an even worse person.
Don't ruffle his feathers.
So now you can talk about this. You gotta be very mindful of what you say.
You know, if that's one thing that I admire about you, because I feel the same way about people I'm connected to. You can't say anything you don't know. So I mean, I'm not gonna be violent. I'm not Brian. I'm not Brian.
I can't plan my reaction. We get surprised every time. Just keep your mouth off of people.
Yes.
Never figure that out.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to empower people and educate them.
Yes.
So I know you have some advice. I'm curious to hear it. What advice do you have for men who want to live saved and are dating?
Okay, guys, if you want to live a saved life and you want to date a woman, make sure, and I'm going to say it again, make sure that that's something you really want. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to them. Because there's nothing like saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm saved, she's saved, we're going to date. Then you start dating and you just like nothing changed. You say you're saved, be saved. I'm not saying that every day that you're in church and you go to church and read your Bible and pray that it's going to be perfect, because we are humans. You're going to get into arguments. You're going to curse at each other. You're going to have sex if you put yourself in that circumstance. But there's a way to do anything. Strive to be perfect. Nobody says you were going to do it overnight.
No, it's not easy. You've been doing what you're doing too long.
Right. Right.
It's not going to change overnight. So then what would you say to the fellas who, I go to church, I love God, God knows me, but when I leave church, you're going to give me something? Probably going to give me something tomorrow too. And it's a must. I got to release this. My job sucks. My baby mama tripping. I'm going to give me a piece. I keep her, she's got a special name in my phone. I'm going to give me a piece.
amazing that you said that. You said they go to church, and sex is a priority. Honestly, if you're going to church as a man, and sex is your number one priority, then you probably don't have any business trying to talk to anybody. Because you can't call yourself a man and say that you're a man after God's own heart, and sex is your number one priority. That has absolutely nothing to do with being a man. I mean, a lot of guys get that mistaken, like, oh yeah, I can make a baby, I can vote, I can drink alcohol and smoke, so I'm a man. Absolutely not.
That's not what it is.
Nah, that's not. That's a kid. That's a kid that just discovered something for the first time, and they just know, oh, I'm gonna take full advantage that I can do this. Nah, that's
So
not.
having a working penis does not qualify as manhood.
Nah, not at all. Just like having a baby don't make you a mother. It
means you had a baby.
Responsibilities. 'Cause, you know, let's say you have sex with a woman and you get her pregnant. I mean, my dad never ran out on me. He didn't. My dad and my mom have been together. It'll be 25 years this November.
Praise God.
So, I mean, if you have sex with someone and they get pregnant and you know that's your kid, be a man. Man up.
Yes.
You call yourself a man when you're having sex. Be a man afterwards. That's what makes a man. What you do after. Yeah. Nine times out of 10, you did. Like, oh, I'm the man. I'm the man. Being a man to me is all about the follow through. Like, okay, so we're doing this. Can I provide for this woman? If she does get pregnant, can I provide for her?
Wow.
Am I willing to put what she needs before what I want? Am I willing to give up my friends and my nightlife? I mean, I have a lot of cousins that have kids, and the one thing they always told me, don't do anything before you're ready. I had a younger cousin, and like, I mean, I honestly look up to him now. One of my youngest cousins, and he had a daughter, and he was a party animal. Loved to drink, loved to hang with his friends. But the minute he had his little girl, it's like nothing else in the world mattered. But his little girl and the woman he had the little girl with.
Wow.
So in my eyes, that's a man.
Wow.
Handle your business.
And that's all. What have you learned about yourself about being in a relationship with your station?
I have a long way to go.
Okay, that's honest. That could be more honest.
Yeah, I learned that I have a long way to go, and nothing's gonna like change overnight. It's a constant work in progress. You're going to fall. You're going to slip. Because I mean, nobody knows you better than you do. I've been with myself 31 years. I've been with her 6. So the first sign of trouble, I go back to me. But if we're gonna get married, I'm like, okay, so can't really just keep it into myself. I'm gonna have to tell her about it because in the end, if we're married, she's gonna find out. There's only so much covering up I can do.
Right.
It's coming out.
It's coming.
So-
It'll be uncovered.
I have learned to share a lot more. I've learned to communicate a lot more because our relationship, like I said, it would have been done in a week if it was 2 people like me. Nah, it's not. It's definitely a compromise. If you want anything in life to work, it's a give and take. The one thing my brother said about marriage to me that made the most sense, being married is not about finding the perfect person. Being married is about finding the person whose BS you can deal with and who doesn't mind yours. If you find a person that can deal with your worst and their worst is just like, I've dealt with worse. I mean, you know, if they still here with me, obviously they see something.
Right.
True.
That's true. That's when you know you have a true relationship and you should fight for it.
You are just sweet as apple, peach, blueberry.
But don't let the apple pie fool you.
No, they say, yeah.
No, he
Everybody
crazy.
not lying on
He
Brian.
crazy. He's crazy. It's a lot of fun, but
I will
like
say it
lock
has
him up
been
with-
a complete pleasure listening to you give this male perspective.
Yes.
I think-
And it was true. You didn't get up here and lie. Where we had to edit the video.
Really? We could actually keep this
Yeah.
one. We could actually keep this, but it has been a pleasure because a lot of times men don't realize that actual men think like that, or they won't put that vulnerability out there. And
no.
guess what? Guess what? He was vulnerable right here
On the sweet stage.
Oh,
You hear me?
sweet, honey. It was a pleasure. You're my brother, so it was an honor listening to you talk. We don't get to do this all the time. I don't get to listen to you talk all the time. And it was a pleasure sitting here with you today, Mr. Session.
Thank you.
We don't bottle you and put you on the shelf, honey. Yes.
Those are the ingredients for this one. But so when you see us again, we'll be back for our moment of purpose.
Hello, sweet viewers. It's Empress.
And Queen B.
And we wanted to personally invite you to our home church for Frangelism.
What's frangelism?
Frangelism is we invite all our family and friends out to come worship with us every second Sunday of the month.
That's this Sunday coming up.
We are located at the Oak Hill Baptist Church where Minister Corey F. Jackson is our pastor.
Is our amazing pastor.
Yes, he is. We are located at 4440 Malcolm X Boulevard, Dallas, Texas 75215.
Service starts at 9:20 a.m. with prayer. We hope to see you there.
And welcome back. Honey, it has been an amazing
It's been a great show. Thank you guys so much.
For coming and being a part. Now it's my favorite part.
Perfect part.
My favorite part. Okay, I'll say that. It is time for us to mop it up our moment of purpose. And it comes from Psalms 37:4. Take your delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart.
It's really simple. Focus on God. He will take care of the rest. In your relationships and in your everyday life. If your focus is on pleasing God, he will make sure you're taken care of. Any input?
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
God has to be the center of the relationship in order for the relationship to work.
And I like the fact that we have to take delight in it. We take delight in God, because no person in any relationship can give us the delight that God can. And although we love Wendy, and we love BJ, and we love Anna, it is great that we love God first.
Absolutely.
And that he will give us the desires of our heart because we delighted in him. We made sure that he was pleased first before we brought in anybody else. And I love that part of that scripture.
Absolutely.
We keep our focus on God.
Well, a lot of people do get that scripture. They misinterpret it. They think that God just gives me what I want.
No.
When that's not the case at all. When you delight in God, you begin to want and desire the things that he wants for you. Is what that is saying. God places the desires in your heart. He looks at our heart. He listens to our heart. And he operates within our heart to reach other people. So it's not, again, that I factor, but it's all about him.
Always. Always. Every day. Delight yourself in the Lord. Not in Queen B. I want plenty of things I'm not supposed to have. That's why he will not give them to me.
I like you said, delight in the Lord, not in Queen B, not in BJ,
Right.
not in Anna,
Right.
not in Willie, love you,
Right.
not in
Not
Misha.
in Misha. You don't delight in the other person.
What the fuck?
Turns into worship, but then you really got a problem on your
Okay.
He's very jealous.
He's jealous.
You think that crazy man you got at home got problems?
Honey,
Lord,
wait.
he don't play. No, give me my daughter back now.
Well, we have enjoyed you guys. And we're going to have y'all back.
Oh,
I think a sweet wedding is going to be amazing.
Wow. Let's do a piece on the wedding.
Yes, we will do a piece on the wedding. We will do a piece on both weddings, honey. Yes,
She
we
just
will.
invited Sweet to something.
I did.
They didn't even ask.
That's fine.
They didn't even
You okay with that? We're fine with that.
I mean, they're gonna be there.
Not that we had an option.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I asked.
There was not a question.
No, it was not a question. It was a statement. It was a statement for both weddings.
And she just nodded. You see me? She did that.
Yeah. Y'all pray for us.
Join us next week as we do part 2
Oh, yes.
of Single and Saved, Waiting.
Oh, boy.
They're not in relationships. They're waiting on God to bring them their mate.
Please pray for me because I'm not hosting this.
She will also be one of the people.
Oh, wow.
Empress is going to open up and let you in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because we can't ask that of our guests and not do it ourselves.
Absolutely.
So you get a little window into one of our lives.
Just a little bit.
She's very private. We're gonna break this next week. We love you and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.